I had seen Sam of Lipstick Lady 518 do this tag probably like 2 or 3 months ago, and I made a mental note to do it because I thought that it was just really fun. In general, I really like doing tag videos, and I really like watching them because you kind of get to know the person who's making the video a little bit better. So I did not think about these questions beforehand. I didn't really want to have premeditated responses. So this is going to be very off the cuff, extemporaneous, the true Mercedes coming through. So I hope you guys enjoy my answers to these 30 questions. So I'm gonna try and be brief, which we know is like kind of an issue for me, but here we go. Of course, there is construction going on literally like 5 feet from my window where I need to film, so it's always something. So I completely apologize in advance if you end up hearing that. Question 1, do you keep up with the Kardashians? I used to. I have an extremely high tolerance for terrible television, but even I cannot stomach them anymore. It's been within the last year that I've stopped watching them. Like if you watch the show and you watch when they kind of go to like the individual interviews, they seem like cyborg Valley Girl robots. It's like they have no emotion, no personality, and they're just kind of like boring, super boring to watch. So no, I no longer keep up with the Kardashians. Question 2, if you could have an old muscle car, which one would you choose? I don't know very much about cars. I guess I would have a Mustang. I have this like random, it's like such a long story why I have this. Someone gave this to me and it has kind of like a deeper meaning, but I'll go with Mustang because this little toy car is a Mustang. Question 3, do you curse like a sailor when the camera isn't rolling? Well, clearly I curse like a sailor when it is rolling, and I've definitely gotten comments about swearing in my videos, which is funny. I've gotten it from viewers, and I was talking to my mom one time, and apparently she watches my videos, and on one of them she was like, and Merce, like, you dropped the F-bomb, and I was like, yeah, like, so what? And she's like, well, you really shouldn't do that. The thing with me and swearing is like I don't really operate in a world where to swear is to be provocative. It's just kind of like not a big deal to me. I get that it might be to some people. I'm trying to be better about it. It's probably not appropriate for me to drop the F-bomb regularly in my videos, but sometimes it merits it. Like when you're talking about really expensive beauty products, sometimes I feel like that merits swearing about it because it can be really ridiculous. In general, I'm a very expressive person, so swearing just kind of like comes along with that, I guess. Number 4, if your significant other gave you a hall pass, who would you use it on? Be honest. Oh man. My top 2 would be Henry Cavill and Taye Diggs. They're like totally different, but I think that they're both super, super hot men. Number 5, what is one thing you do that you hate to admit? Oh my god, I can't think of anything good. Okay, I guess this is like the best thing I can think of right now. I read self-help books, and I don't particularly like to admit that I read that genre of books because it's kind of like a trope. I definitely am one for kind of like inspirational reading and self-improvement, self-help, and I don't know, I don't know if you guys remember that Sex and the City episode where Charlotte like doesn't want to be caught dead in the self-help section of the Borders or the Barnes & Noble that she's in. I kind of have that attitude to it too. I'm kind of like, oh, I don't want to be like a cliche, you know? So yeah, I guess I'll go with that. Number 6, do you really brush your teeth in the morning and at night? Be honest. Yes, I do. Yes, I'm very into taking care of my teeth. Number 7, what is your go-to drink at Starbucks? I can answer this very quickly. In the wintertime, it's a short whole milk latte. And in the summertime, it's a tall, unsweetened iced coffee. I'm very like, or sometimes I'll get tea, but like I've tried tons of their different beverages over the years. I really can't stand like the syrups that they use to sweeten things with. So yes, I feel like short size whole milk latte is the closest thing to an appropriate sized beverage, and it has the proper ratio of milk to espresso. It's kind of like a cortado, which is my personal coffee beverage of choice. Number 8, is your current hair color your real hair color? Yes, it is. And I really have major issues with my hair. It's extremely temperamental texture-wise, but I do quite like my natural color. My experimenting with my hair color started when I was in middle school and I tried to dye my hair with Kool-Aid. Did any of you ever do that? It was like totally a thing in the 90s. And then I went through a period when I was in college and in a sorority and thought I was just like the shit when I was doing like caramel colored highlights, and it was such a bad look. I look at pictures of me and I'm like, wow. And then I went through this big phase where I wanted to dye my hair black, which was a horrible idea. Like I used Nice and Easy or whatever from the store, and it was a complete disaster. It's like a whole long story, but I had a huge meltdown over dyeing my hair black. I had to have the color stripped out and have my hair re-dyed as close to my natural color as possible. I have never gotten near hair dye since, and I will not until it's time for me to start covering up grays. Number 9, if you could swap bodies with someone, who would it be and why? I feel like you could take this question in a lot of different directions. Yeah, I really don't have a good answer to this question. I'm gonna have to skip this one because I just really don't know. Number 10, have you read 50 Shades of Grey? If so, what did you think? Yes, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I read them when they came out, and yeah, I totally read all 3, and I read them all very quickly, and the writing is atrocious. But I got like sucked into the story because I'm kind of like a hopeless romantic, and I have those effed up ideas about tortured love and feeling validated by this person who like, you're their everything. I'm like a sucker for that, right? Even though it's so dysfunctional. I actually recently saw the movie too, and I had 0 expectations, and I actually kind of enjoyed it. I mean, the acting was horrible. Like the writing is horrible, the acting was not that good. But again, it's like the story. And if you're kind of like you have those hopeless romantic tendencies, then I don't know. I'm not particularly titillated by S&M stuff. I mean, it's like all that too. It's like entertaining. I'm also not like, ooh, this is scandalous. It's just kind of like whatever. Number 11, do you crack your knuckles? Not really. I feel like I used to, maybe when I was in high school. My dad used to crack his knuckles a lot. So I think I probably did it in like a mimicry way or something. But yeah, no, I don't know. Number 12, have you accidentally text messaged someone something you were supposed to be sending to your special someone? Yeah, this actually happened over the holidays, and there were 2 people by the same name in my phone. And it was nothing like scandalous or anything, but it wasn't even a text, it was a call. I definitely called the wrong person. And it was a little bit awkward. Anyway. Number 13, have you ever created a fake profile to creep on someone? So actually, like, I know I said I didn't premeditate these questions, but I remembered this one. And I totally have done that. But it's been a very long time. The one and only time I ever did this was in high school. I was thinking about this in bed this morning. If I like really wanted to admit that I did this. I had a boyfriend in high school, and he was a little bit older than me, and I didn't really trust him. And we had been dating, I don't know, who knows how long at this point, 6 months, maybe a year. And I totally created a fake AIM screen name, and this was like back in the day when it was like, I was like trying to remember how it actually went down. But it wasn't uncommon to just get random messages for people, right? Because I don't know if we were like in chat rooms or like what we were doing. But anyway, I created this fake AIM screen name, and I pretended to be a girl, like a random girl who I knew how to hook him basically and like get him interested. And I can't even remember if like he fell for it or like what happened. I ended up coming clean, and I think he was like kind of pissed at me. Anyway, that's really embarrassing to admit. I'm not crazy like that anymore, I promise. Number 13, which is your weakness, cookies or pastries? Ugh, I hate this question. I hate this whole attitude about like food being good and food being bad, and there's like this morality that's attached to food pisses me off beyond belief. But I don't really, I guess like cookies or pastries. I mean, I like both. I probably like pastries a little bit more than cookies, but they're not like a weakness. If I want to eat a pastry, I'm going to eat a pastry, and it's like not a big deal. Number 15, what do you love about yourself? What a nice question. I think that I'm very, and I've come to see this as a strength, I think that I'm very sincere, and that I kind of have this like, it's almost like an innocence or like a guilelessness about my approach to life. And I think that it's a really like kind of sweet quality. And it's, I don't know if that will make sense or if any of you can detect that in me, but I'm a very honest person, I guess. And I think it can come, it's like a double-edged sword, right? I mean, honesty can be sort of like lonely and isolating sometimes, but then it can also really connect you to people. And in the right context, having that kind of open, sincere heart, I think is a really amazing quality if you find the right people that can appreciate that, basically. Number 16, do you have to match your nail polish to your toenail polish? No, I don't. I don't like things that are like matchy too much. Again, like I don't like things that are like perfect, so that very actually rarely happens. I feel that my toenails would match my fingernails. Number 17, tell us a few things about you that people would be surprised to know about you. This came up in another tag video I did. I think people would probably be surprised to know my ethnic background because I feel like I'm one of those people that sort of has ambiguous ethnicity, or at least it's a question that I get asked a lot in my day-to-day life. So my mother is Mexican American and my father was Irish and Polish. No one ever would suspect that that's my ethnic background, so I guess that's something surprising. Given that I have this intense love for music that comes out like in my favorites videos and stuff when I talk about music favorites, I played the piano for like 15 years. So that's another like tidbit about me that I feel is like a really strong underpinning for who I am today. Is I have like this kind of classical music training that I'm really, really grateful for. I'm really glad my mom never let me quit piano lessons, and we had a lot of frickin' fights about that. Number 18, heels or flats? Both. I don't wear heels during the week, like to work, but definitely if I'm going out on Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, I love heels. Number 19, if you could do anything for one day and money wasn't an option, how would you spend your day? Dream big. I mean, gosh, could go in so many directions with this. I would probably like go to Paris and eat at amazing restaurants and go shopping and go to museums and soak up the culture and everything there because I love Paris. I love France in general. Otherwise, I guess I would go to Bali because that's my #1 travel destination right now. And I would stay at like a really high-end, luxurious spa and just have like every holistic spa treatment under the sun that I could have, and then be like completely blissed out, zenned out in Bali. I feel like that would be amazing. Number 20, what was the last YouTube video you watched? It was either something on the MM&L show, because I'm going back through their archives, or I think maybe it was Essie Button's latest vlog where she's in Canada. It was either one of those. Number 21, do you have road rage? 100% yes. If you lived in Massachusetts or Rhode Island, you would too, because people around here are so stupid on the road. And they're jerks too. Like, and I'm like being very appropriate with my language here. Yeah, I have bad road rage. I really try and work on it. It's kind of like a daily practice for me. I view it as kind of, okay, how can I not let this get to me? It's kind of, trying to use it as a tool in my daily awareness, but it's really frustrating because the drivers around here are horrible and mean. Number 22, what is your favorite rock and roll song? I have to be honest, rock and roll is not, like rock music is not something that I've ever really listened to a whole lot. I'm much more of a soul, funk, R&B, dance music person, I guess I would say anything by Jimi Hendrix, because I do like him. Or Jeff Buckley. Does he count as rock and roll? Because I love Jeff Buckley too. 23, who was your first kiss? Do you still talk to them? Cringe, what a horrible question. My first kiss was, this is so embarrassing. His name was Rob Gallerani, and we went to, he was a senior in high school and I was a sophomore, and he took me to prom and we kissed. And it was, I felt like such a late bloomer. I think I was like 15. And no, I definitely do not still talk to him. Number 24, if you could have one YouTuber's closet, whose would it be? This is a good question. I really like Viviana Does Makeup's style. It's very similar to the kind of stuff that I would wear. So I guess, yeah, I'll go with my favorite, Viviana Does Makeup. Number 25, if you could have one YouTuber's makeup collection, whose would it be? Ooh, man. The thing is, I mean, all of the YouTubers that have amazing collections are not green focused. I guess I'll go with Lisa Eldridge. That's a good answer, right? I mean, she has everything under the sun, so we'll go with her. 26, do you have a nickname? Yeah, with a name like Mercedes, you develop a lot of nicknames over the years. The most common one that like my family and my very good friends call me is Merce, M-E-R-C-E. But over the years, I mean, I've had lots of variations on that. One of my other favorite ones comes from one of my best friends from graduate school. She used to call me Tulip, and I thought that that was just like such a cute nickname. She said because I reminded her of a tulip. I don't even know. She might watch these videos, so if she does, she knows who she is. 27, what do you think is the best thing about your YouTube channel? I like don't even have to think twice to answer this. It's the community of people that comments and that we engage together, and I just, that's to me the best part of this, growing an awareness and an interest in green beauty and natural, organic, holistic, alternative health and well-being practices. Yeah, I just think that it's an amazing space for people to learn and converse about very empowering themes and topics, and I love that. Number 28, how many cars have you had and what were they? So I am on my third car, my high school car, and two of them were hand-me-downs from my dad. My first car in high school was a 5-speed Honda Civic hatchback. It was light blue. It was so hard to drive, and it was the most temperamental clutch, and I had so much anxiety driving that car, but it got me to and from school and the mall where I worked. Then I got my dad's 2000 Volkswagen Golf, and I actually loved that car, and it was also a 5-speed, and I got really good at driving it because I was living in Vermont at the time, which is extremely hilly, and it just like really, it was also a much easier clutch to drive than my previous car. So yeah, I really got good at driving that car and driving stick shifts in general, and I loved that car. It served me all the way through graduate school. And then I sold it, and then now I drive a Hyundai Elantra, which is perfect. 29, what's your favorite pizza? I guess I really like margarita pizza, just the basics. Really good fresh ingredients, thin crust with really good tomato sauce, mozzarella, basil, olive oil, salt and pepper. So freaking good. Number 30, if you could only have one lipstick for the rest of your life, which lipstick would you choose? Oh my gosh, what a hard question. Oh. It would have to be some kind of red. So from my current collection now, it would probably either be, well, it's between 3, okay? So it would either be the Aromi liquid lipstick in Preppy red, which is what's on my lips right now, which is more of an orangey red, or it would be Aromi liquid lipstick in Power Red, which is more of a deep, cool-toned blue red, or it would be my Dior 999 lipstick, which is a bright red with kind of a, it has a really interesting finish, and it's like such an iconic lipstick and color, so it might be that as well. Okay, that's it. that was actually really fun. I tag anybody watching this who makes videos to do this tag as well, because it's actually really fun to just sit here and answer questions like this. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in another one really soon. Thanks for watching. All of my social media links and information will be listed in the description bar below. I'll see you guys later. Bye.